Heyo everybody, Haku here, and since I've made it to 50 chapters into Omniscient Reader, I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. I wanted to do another little special video on it. So this is my top 5 characters so far, 50 chapters in. Number 5 is Kim Dokja, and for some of you, you might be like, wow, that's kind of low, but for me, it's actually a little bit impressively high. I'm not a big main character guy. I usually really like side characters and stuff that I read or watch, especially like large casts of characters. So this one was tough. For me, it was really an argument. I will say that Sang-ah and Hyun-sung didn't make the list because I was between the three of them, those two and Dokja, and it was, do I love these side characters enough to make it to the top 5 because I love both of them, or do I think that Dokja is just that well done? I really do think he is that well done as a main character. I think he's good. I really enjoy the inner conflict stuff with him when it comes to, he's read this as a story, as a book. These characters are just characters to him, but now they're people, and it's like, it's kind of tough to see them as people and see this all objectively, In addition to that, I really do love the stuff in the early game of the series with him when it comes to the stuff he went through with the ichthyosaur and then meeting Huiwon and the poison gas. I like all of that a lot, even though, that's some of the stuff that when I think back to Omniscient Reader and the stuff that I've really enjoyed, though the series gets better every time I read it, that stuff is some of the stuff that just sticks out as my favorite. In addition to that, something that I mentioned in my, most recent read-through is that just because you've read the story of TWSA, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to survive this apocalypse. Dokja, has been put in some really life-threatening, serious situations, and just reading isn't enough to just, it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card. He's put in the work. He's been put in danger. He's had to think and plan and make his way through this. So while I do love Sang-ah, while I do love Hyun-sung, I like them both a lot. I think Dokja had to edge in front of those two to make it into the top 5. Fourth place is Lee Ji-hye. For her, I love her design, I love her character and personality, but one of the things that most impresses me about her character is, at the very beginning, we see this student character killing another character in order to survive the first scenario, just as kind of an introduction to show, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you have to survive or else you're all going to die, and it's one of those things where it's I wonder if this character is actually going to come back into the story proper, or if it was just a background thing. And I'm really pleasantly surprised and impressed with how early they worked Ji-hye into the main story, and how well she's been worked into the main story. I think that just the way it was done and how early it was done, to me, is a really nice, pleasant surprise, and I think it's just been a good inclusion to the story overall. In third for me is Lee Gil-young. I really like him in the third scenario and the cinema side scenario. The stuff that was going on there with he and Dokja and even Yoo Jung-hyuk, I like all of that. And I love how sometimes he's just I'll kill things. I just love that part of his character. He's a character that it seems like has a lot of upside, of course. The young character, he has such a bright future. But with the stuff that was going on with him and Yoo Jung-hyuk, it really does feel like there's more there coming in the future. So I'm excited for that. And in second place is Bi-young the Dokkaebi. Now, I really like the Dokkaebi in general. I just love their designs, the style of it all. I really like mascot character type characters. I love those types of designs, and the Dokkaebi, between the terrifying faces they make and the cute adorable faces, are really all over the place, and Bi-young especially is the one that we've seen the most of. I love the greedy streamer character that he's got going on. I love the interactions between him, and I'm saying him, just assuming, him and Dokja. I love their interactions with each other and the funny faces and stuff between the two of them in the text communication. I think that's all really, really funny. So yeah, it may be a weird pick for some of you, but I love Bi-young. Every time we get to see him again, or any of the Dokkaebi, I find it incredibly fun and entertaining. Finally, my favorite character so far is Jung-Hwi-won, and I don't think this one should be surprising because she's just so good. I feel like the design's really great. It's, understated. It's not like a crazy design or anything, but I think it's really good. I love, too, how she has the cloak now. I like her design a lot, but really, her character is just so good. Combat and action-wise, she's very good. With what we know happened to her, like, towards the beginning of the story, she's a very sympathetic character, but instead of like dwelling on that, she's not just a sympathetic character, she's cool in combat, and also she is one of the characters that kind of cracks the most jokes, that has the most comedy, not just like about her, but that she brings on. She jokes around and has fun, and I really like that part of her character as well. She adds some more entertainment value into the sort of comic as a whole. So I really love her so far because of that. I think her combat abilities also are some of the most compelling to me so far, just because I like the way that it's like she's really, really powerful, but it kind of also depends on the constellation's morality or how they're judging morality in the situation that she's in. Plus, there's some more stuff going on with her and Dokja sort of making their deal and her kind of putting together more, overhearing some of the stuff that Dokja said. So there's really good, deep character stuff going on, plus her just being really entertaining. And though I love Sang-ah and Hyun-sung, they've kind of been thrown to the background in a lot of the scenarios since they first were introduced, but Hwi-won has been kind of front and center in almost, or at least, even if not front and center, at least in the background of basically every scenario since she's shown up. So I feel like we've seen more of her. But yeah, either way, that's it. I hope you guys did enjoy just this quick ranking video. I wanted to do something special for ORV. Since we got to chapter 50 and I've been enjoying it, I wanted to talk more about it, so I decided to do this. I wanted to keep it a little bit on the shorter side, but yeah, if any of you happen to be new, we are reading through the series here on the channel, doing read-through videos. I've gone through chapter 51 so far as of recording this, and we're going to continue reading here on the channel, so if you're interested in, watching me read along for the first time, go ahead, join up and subscribe if you want. But yeah, for anybody, if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me who are some of your favorite characters, but also try not to be spoilery. I mean, should be obvious. Either way, thank you so much for watching, for your support and all that. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, all of that already. If you want to talk on Twitter, we can. If you want to talk on Discord, the server's free and open for anyone. All you gotta do is ask and I can give you a link to it. In addition to that, if you want to help me to continue to make videos, if you want to help support the channel, you can drop a super thanks down below if you want to, but if you want to get One Piece, which is also something on the channel, if you want to get that a bit early and get a shout out at the end of every video, you can hit join down below to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. So huge thank you to people who are patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular, Evan Hawley, to Magical Girls, FR Nono and Smeller Dog, to Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, to Slayer Candidate, SG, and to Pure Element, Pate Ardealo. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all so much for watching. Either way, that's it. Thank you. I'll see you all next time.